Howdy folks, Israel Del Toro from Bio 600 here. Today I want to walk us through a quick little tutorial that you'll have access to that highlights some of the tools and tricks that our friends and colleagues at the library have shown us that we can use for our senior capstones project. So I'm just going to put this quick little tutorial together. Hopefully you find it helpful. The first place to start in working with RefWorks is going to be going to the library website, lawrence.edu/library. Once you get to the home page, you're simply going to go to the Library Quick Links section and click on the RefWorks Citation Manager. The very first time that you select the Citation Manager, you're going to have to log in using your Lawrence credentials. This will ensure that you have full access to all of the tools nested within the Citation Manager to make your life a little bit easier. Okay, so once you're in RefWorks, you're going to come up to a page that looks pretty similar to this. It's going to have this drop-down menu, a menu here on the left-hand side, some user information. It's going to recognize that you're at Lawrence University, all the stuff that you're going to need for creating that annotated bibliography. The first thing I like to do when I enter a reference manager like RefWorks or Mendeley is I like to create a new project. So here, to do this, we're going to go on this drop-down menu to Manage Projects, create a new project. I'm going to call this one Bio 600 Capstone. Create, save, and now it creates a new project here in my list of projects. I can click on that, and I'll see immediately that there are no references currently in this project or associated with this project. So let's start populating this with some references. We're going to use the tool Search Databases to directly search some of the databases that the library has access to. I'll show you some alternative ways of uploading citations down the line, but for now, we're just going to go ahead and use the Search Databases button. Let's say I'm interested in working with urban beekeeping. That's what my senior capstone, theoretical senior capstone, is about. I'm going to go ahead and search, and you'll notice that PubMed is the default search engine or the search database, and that's a pretty good one for most scientific work, so it was worth starting there. As I look through the various articles that have come up, I might be interested in this third one, Biotic and Abiotic Stresses on Honeybee Health. That seems pretty relevant, so I can click on that citation, even highlight it here, and I can go ahead and take a peek at some of that information. Things like the authors. I can read the full abstract, see if it's something that I'm interested in. I can look at the access numbers, when it was published, who published it, where it was published, Australia, and it might be a journal article right now that's in review, but I'm interested in it anyway, so I'm going to go hang on to it. I'm going to check mark it here and then simply click Import on the top right hand corner, and now it'll say, RefWorks will say, one reference successfully uploaded. If I go back to my All References section, I should now see that reference that I just downloaded in my list. I can click on it. I can review all those same materials. I can even edit some of the citation information. When I hit that edit button, we can scroll down and we can even add information here to the notes. This might be some information that you want to add for, say, your annotated bibliography. This paper shows that bunnies poop rainbows. Cool. Now once I've done my added notes and my changes, I'll hit save, and now the citation itself will have the note that I've embedded into it. This paper shows that bunnies poop rainbows. Cool. Let's go ahead and do one more search here, just so we have a couple of options to look for. Let's do urban bee biodiversity. Going through the search process, I'm just going to repeat this process one more time. And it looks like in August 20, 2023, there's this nice, interesting paper. Stacy Philippot over here also has a paper promoting beneficial arthropods and urban agroecosystems. That sounds really cool. So let's go ahead and do that. Take a read. This sounds pretty relevant. Let's see something that I definitely want to keep. Here's my abstract. All right, let's hang on to this paper. Seems really good. Published just now in June 2023. And now we're going to go ahead and import. I've imported now another reference. Now I have two references that I can go ahead and access. Here, for example, I can go back to it just to show you how to annotate one more time. You're going to hit that edit button, edit the selected document. So select the document, edit it, scroll down to where you want to make your notes. Stacy rocks, yay. And save, and now my notes are saved in there as well. To create a bibliography with the actual articles that I'm interested in keeping, I'm going to use this function of create bibliography. Let's say I've selected my two articles. I want to create a bibliography. And you can do it with any one of these three tools. I really kind of like the Quick Cite tool. Gives me a really simple way of accessing. APA is pretty standard for many scientific publications. So for now, I'm going to try APA 7th and see what that looks like. No case changes, no title casing. Continue. And we're going to select our citations that we want to include and simply create bibliography. Now here in this case, the bibliography is great, but it's also imported the abstracts. You may want to do that. You may not want to do that. If you, in your annotated bibliography, I like to keep my abstracts in there and then go through the abstracts and highlight the points that I'm going to be using or focusing on. So for now, I'm going to keep my abstracts in there, select it and copy it to clipboard. Go to my Word document here, open up a new Word document, and paste it in. And now what I have is my citation in appropriate APA style, which is really nice for both of the papers that we've just downloaded. And I also have their associated abstracts, which lets me do things like if I wanted to highlight a sentence of importance, I can do that now in my Word document. But if I, more importantly, wanted to annotate the bibliography myself, I can add those notes in Word. These are the key take-home points. 1. These rock. 2. Stacy's paper is better. And so on and so forth. Whatever you need to add here to actually manage your citation. So hopefully this shows you that using RefWorks here is an easy way to import your references and keep some of your details all together. So RefWorks is just one of the different tools that are out there that'll let us manage our citations. Mendeley is another. You can download citations, for example, from Google Scholar and include them into RefWorks. And I'll put together a couple of examples in a subsequent video on how to drag files from outside of RefWorks, from our library, from existing bibliographies, and from places like Google Scholar or open source articles in our next quick little video tutorial. Hopefully this helps. I'm happy to troubleshoot with you if you run into snags along the way. Cheers.